I've negotiated contracts, egos, and impossible situations, but the way you stayed silent made me forget what I was even fighting for. I came prepared with arguments and leverage, yet your calm silence dismantled every strategy I had in seconds. I'm trained to read tells and weaknesses, but your stillness became the loudest statement in the room. I've learned how to win with words, but you defeated me without speaking a single one. I expected resistance, persuasion, maybe tension, but your silence rewrote the entire power dynamic. I've faced hardened opponents, yet none of them made me feel as exposed as you did by saying nothing. I thought control came from speaking first, until you sat there quietly and owned the moment. I walked in ready to negotiate terms, but I walked out wanting to give you everything. I've mastered pressure tactics, but your silence applied a force I wasn't prepared for. I know how to break people down with logic, yet you undid me with presence alone. I expected a debate, not a quiet that made my confidence start questioning itself. I've won rooms full of noise, but I lost myself in the space you left unfilled. I've always believed the strongest voice wins, until you proved silence can dominate. I came to take ground, but your stillness made me surrender it willingly. I've been trained never to show weakness, yet your silence made me want to lay everything down. I've seen fear, anger, and desperation, but your calm was more disarming. I prepared my best arguments, but none of them mattered once you chose not to speak. I thought I understood power until you showed me how quiet confidence reshapes it. I came ready to negotiate outcomes, not to feel my certainty unravel. I've outplayed experts, but you never played, and that's why I lost. I'm used to controlling the tempo, but your silence slowed time itself. I expected words to clash, not silence to corner me. I've trained for confrontation, not the intimacy of unspoken understanding. I've learned how to pressure people into agreement, but you invited me into surrender. I didn't hear you speak, yet I understood everything. I came to defend my position, but your calm made me question why I needed one at all. I've faced ultimatums, but your silence felt like the final move. I thought leverage was about information until your restraint became the leverage. I've negotiated for years, but I've never felt this exposed without a single word exchanged. I walked in confident, and your silence quietly rearranged me. I expected to win by strategy, not by emotional disarmament. I've argued my way through harder rooms, but yours felt sacred in its quiet. I came with reasons and logic, yet you made me lead with truth instead. I've studied power dynamics, but yours was instinctual and unforced. I thought silence was a weakness until you used it like a blade. I've faced resistance, but never this kind of calm certainty. I prepared to take something from you, but left wanting to offer instead. I've been taught to never fold first, yet your silence made folding feel right. I expected tension to come from words, not from what wasn't said. I've negotiated outcomes, but you negotiated my composure. I walked in thinking I held the advantage until you chose not to compete. I've learned to dominate conversation, but you mastered the space between them. I came with conditions, but your silence dissolved them. I've trained to withstand pressure, yet your calm applied it effortlessly. I expected to persuade, not to be undone. I've heard threats and promises, but your silence carried more weight than both. I walked in prepared to demand, but left ready to give. I've negotiated value, but you made me realize worth doesn't need explanation. I thought silence meant hesitation, until yours felt like certainty. I came ready to speak, but your quiet made me listen to myself. I've seen confidence perform loudly, but yours didn't need an audience. I expected compromise, not surrender born from understanding. I've studied psychology, yet your presence rewrote the lesson. I came to measure gains, but you shifted what mattered entirely.